How's it? This is Spirit Week, so today is Clone Day, and me and Jim Lim, we wore our Dallas Mavericks jerseys, representing, and should be a fun week. Hopefully a good season for the Mavs. What we're going to do is use green screen effect to import Yazid into this scene. This is stock footage, free stock footage from Italy. Go ahead and hit Command N. For new composition, we're going to name this composition green screen. And we're going to choose NTSC widescreen, 720 by 480, 10 seconds duration, and hit OK. Now in our composition, you're going to hit Command I to import the footage that you need. And once you import the footage, you're going to drag it in. Now you're going to position it, and you can hit S for scale, and then you can basically make it bigger and keep the perspective, and then you can use the arrow keys to move it. So make sure, try not to get it distorted, something like that. Definitely try to avoid that. So once you have the scale finished, you're gonna we're gonna break it up, because if you notice that this video is breaking, I compiled a bunch of videos into one, so you only had to import one. So now we're gonna break it up. So you're gonna go to the end right after about 7 seconds and hit Command Shift D, D as in dog. And if you've noticed, then it cuts it and makes a new composition here. Okay, so this one is called background. So we're gonna go ahead, control click on the text, and then at the way bottom of the dialog box, you can hit rename and go ahead and type in background. Okay, so this is our background right here. And then we're going to, you can drag and move this clip over if you run out of room. And so we want to cut it right about there. So Command Shift D again, and so this is where he's flying. Now we're going to bring this flying clip right in here, where he's like vroom. And if you notice, if you messed up on the cut, you can basically change it even after you hit Command Shift D. And so we're going to move this to the beginning, and then we can move in our other footage over here. And basically he's going to be flying first, and then he's going to be, he's going to be jumping up first, and then he's going to be flying. So go ahead and put that next to each other. And then right about there, Command Shift D, and then we have our other footage here. So then go ahead and rename them just so that it's easy to understand. Again, control click on the text, and then for this one that I'm renaming, we'll call this one up, because he's going to be going up. And then this one, we'll call that flying. And then this one we'll call head on. Okay. Now what we're going to do is key out. It's called keying out. It's taking out the green. Now if you noticed, we filmed some of the background here, but that's okay, and I'll show you how to get rid of that in a minute. So what you're going to do is make sure that the layer is selected. We're going to select the up layer right here, and I'm going to go to Effect and Keying and Key Light 1.2. And then under screen color, you're going to click on the eyedropper tool and click on a green that is consistent. You know, notice how it's kind of like darker green and lighter green. That's why we use lights on it, so that it can become like one color. But try to get on a smooth part so it does like that. Now if you notice, you'll see wrinkles right here, black wrinkles. So when you film, you want to make sure that there's try not to have wrinkles in it. Otherwise, if there is, you can fix that. Go to Screen Matte here on the left, hit that little arrow, and here it says Clip Black. Notice there's black. We're going to move that up, and as we move it up, you'll see it disappearing. Okay? And so you can play with the black and the white. You can also play with the screen grain Okay, that also can help you out. Now we're going to rotate this. So R to rotate, and I'm going to mix it around here. You can also go ahead and just you know, scale it if you want, but I like move it like this, as long as you like hold down the shift key. Okay, and then to rotate it, again you can hit R to rotate it, and S for scale. You can also, on the top here, you'll see rotate tool, W, and then you can scale it over. And then V, so you get the arrow so you can select it. And then W to rotate. Okay, and then V, and then hold down shift key to make it bigger. So I'm going to position him right about here. So if I scrub through this, okay, he's going to be standing, but I don't want him to stand. Look, he's going to get hit by this car. So I'm going to move him down right about there. I'm going to click and then hold down the shift key and scale it. So I'm going to have him maybe something like this. Okay, there, something like this. So when he does this, he goes whoosh, and he's going to go out. Now, if you notice, we still have that light there. We don't want that light. So go ahead, you want to zoom out a little bit. Maybe fit up to 100% or zoom out just a little bit. And what you're going to do is use this pen tool, okay, or G shortcut. And what you're going to do is you're going to basically, if we go around here like that, notice how it filled? You don't want that to happen. What happened was I hit this, and if you see the fill, it created a new shape layer. Okay, we don't want a new shape layer. So hit delete. So I'm going to delete that. So instead, I'm going to click on the up layer and click on that footage here, and then go ahead and hit the pen tool. And now notice it's not filling in. And watch this light. It's going to disappear when I close it. Okay, so basically it's only showing that. But there's a problem. If you notice here, it's going to go up, and then look, it's out of the frame right here. But no problem. All I have to do, I can use the selection tool, click on a point, and then I can move these points to where I need it to be. Just don't make sure you don't show the light. Okay, so I might do something like this. Okay, so I don't show the light. Okay, so just scrub through it one more time, make sure I don't see anything, and we're good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him go up here, and when he raises his hand like this, I'm going to have him like move up into the sky. To do this, I'm going to hit P for position, and then I'm going to hit the stopwatch right here. Make sure his hand just starts coming up. Hit the stopwatch like that. Move it over all the way to the end of that clip, about 2 seconds worth, and then drag it kind of up and out of the screen. Okay, so if I show you that, it looks like that. Now, if you want to change the curvature, you can easily change it by clicking on these points here, and notice you can drag them and get exactly the way you want it to right here. Okay. Now, if you notice, he is going to be right on this path right here. Okay, he's going to follow this path. Notice he's right in the middle of the path, and he follows the path. If you don't want him directly on that path, you can hit A for anchor point, and then you can move him over. Notice how I move him over on my anchor point. It's basically moving him off this anchor line, I guess is what you can say. So go ahead and choose an anchor line that you want it to be, in case you don't have it exactly the way you want. And whoosh, he flies up. Okay. One more thing I'm going to do, and you notice that when he flies up, I can't see his feet. So I'm going to hit A, and then I'm going to edit this down so I can see his feet, because I kind of cropped that out. I'm going to rotate him. Hit R for rotate. And so right when he raises foot and starts going in the air, I'm going to hit the timer on the rotation, and I'm going to go to the end of the clip, okay? And I'm going to leave it so I can see his foot a little bit, and then I'm going to rotate him a little bit like this up, okay? So now if you look at it, it'll look like he's like lifting off the ground now, okay? So that's rotation can help on that too. All right, so now we're going to go to this clip here. He's flying in the sky. So again, effect, keying, and key light. Choose your color with the eyedropper tool right there. Make sure it's selected. Right there, it wasn't selected at the time. So there it is. For my scale, I'm going to hit S, and I'm going to bring them down. And again, for your key light, you want to go to screen mat and take out some of the black. So increase the black. Now, I want them the other way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip them. So what I can do is click on the outside here, and then I can flip them like this, because I want them to go this way. Okay, so I'm going to have him fly over here, and he's going to go in the background. So I'm going to start him off the screen. Okay, move your cursor to the beginning part of the timeline. Hit P for position. I'm going to start the stopwatch, and I'm going to move it all the way out to the end. And then I'm going to drag him over where I want him to go. Okay, so if we go ahead, go here, hit the space bar, you'll notice that he's flying across our screen. Now, one thing I want to do though is you'll notice he goes in front of this thing right here. I want him to go behind it. So you may ask, how do you do that? Because watch, if I take his flying and I put it behind the background, it's going to go, you know, behind the whole background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on background, hit Command C, Command V. Notice it says background 2. And then for background 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut only the this top part out. So go ahead and zoom in a little bit. I'm just going to go fit to 100%. And then what I'm going to do is click on background 2, and then use the pen tool, and I'm going to go here, right here, and basically just roughly take out this part. Okay, so once you get here on the bottom, basically he's going to fly through here, so this part needs to be correct. All right, so basically what we did was, if I don't show you everything here, like if I take out the background, we basically just cut out with the pen tool that piece right there. So now what I'm going to do is take that background 2, and I'm going to put that on the top layer. Okay, so now when I scrub through it like this, he's going to go behind that layer like that. Okay, and there we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use this part right here, and notice I didn't cut it cleanly, so I'm going to move it in a little bit. So now we're going to have him. Now if you notice, that piece is still there. We don't need that piece, so we're going to take this and move it back down and kind of trim it a little bit. Now for this piece, go ahead and key it, effect, keying, key light, and then we're gonna key it. Make sure it's selected though. This layer. Okay, we keyed it. Screen matte, black. Clean it up a little bit. And now I'm gonna position him like so. I'm gonna hit S for scale, and I'm gonna scale him pretty far down. And I'm gonna move it, and when it changes the scene, I'm gonna go to the edge of that, down to my background, and go and clip to the edge of that so we stop it. And then go ahead and stop that right here. For my scale, I'm going to hit, go to the beginning of the head-on shot, and you're gonna hit the stopwatch and make sure that it's really small. And then I'm going to extend it out to the end of the clip, and then I'm going to increase it so he's coming right at the camera. And I'm going to do position now. So then hit P for position, and hit the stopwatch and go to the end. And I'm going to drag it down so he comes more at the camera like this. So when we watch it, he's going to come right here at the camera. He's coming at the camera. And there's one more thing I'm going to add to it, or a couple actually things. You can go down here, hit R for rotation, and then go ahead and click on the stopwatch. And as he's coming out, go about halfway, and then you're gonna move it out to 360. Go ahead and type in 360 for that second number, and he's actually gonna turn all the way. So now when we go, he spins like he's coming at us. Okay, and if it's too slow, remember the green means it's rendered, then it's real time. If it's too slow, you can take this keyframe and move it over so he rotates faster. Now we're going to do a lens flare. Now we want the lens flare to happen right here as he's coming at us. So position it right after he disappears to the right side, and hit Command Shift D. And we're going to break up this background layer. And then you're going to select the second clip, and we're going to go to Effect, Generate, and you'll notice there's a lot of cool like effects that you can do. You could play around with those and get a lot of cool effects. But we're going to go to Generate Lens Flare, and we're going to move this crosshair bow thing to the top right, just like the sun is peeking over this building. And so what you're going to do is you're going to start it. Lens flare brightness is at 100%. So we're actually going to change that lens flare brightness to 0. And when he first starts, and then we're going to end it right here, and we're going to use okay, we're gonna add it to 0. So make sure you hit 0 and then hit the stopwatch, and then go ahead and extend it all the way out. And now we're gonna use this kind of like to fade out to white. So we're gonna move this lens flare brightness probably to something like 250. Okay, so now if you watch it, it's kind of like he's coming right at us. He's getting white. It's white. Now we use most of the traps acronym, but now we're going to use opacity. So let's go ahead and as lens flares up, let's fade him out. So maybe right about here we'll start fading him out. About 6.75 on the timeline. So click on that head-on clip, and then opacity. So T on the keyboard, and then go ahead and hit the stopwatch right out there, and then extend it out to the end of the clip, and let's make that opacity 0. So now, I'm going to import just a sound effect. Actually, I'm going to do it when he flies across. So I'm going to go here to project, and I have a whooshing sound. It doesn't matter the layer. I like to keep it on top just so I know what it is. And I'm going to match that layer right when he starts coming on this scene. So I'm going to match that right against this the flying clip right there. Okay. Now, if you hit spacebar, you won't hear it. Okay. What you need to do to hear it is you need to go to Window and then Preview or Command 3, and then you need to hit this right button where it says RAM Preview. So if you do RAM Preview, it'll basically play through, and as you can see, the green is going out, which means it's rendering its files, it's preparing them so that you can hear them. Okay, and then once it's done RAM previewing, okay, you can go back here and then hit RAM preview. Okay, so again, you need that RAM preview to make sure it's green first before you can hear the audio. Now, as you can see, we only used about 7.5 seconds. So what you can do is control click on the green screen text right here and go to composition settings, and you can change it from 10 seconds, and we can go 0, 7, and then maybe it's 30, and hit OK. So notice it trimmed it down to right here. And again, if you want to be exact, you can take this right here work area part and move it exactly to where it needs to be, so that when we render it out, it only does that that amount of workspace. All right, so hope you learned a lot about green screen and how to do that. See ya!